Here we go, first ball from Akeal Hussain.
Starts off with a lovely delivery, very slow through the air. Now, on the surface, we've seen that if you bowl slowly, you get a little more grip, a little more turn. First one tossed up. Normally, he'll get that arm ball going very quickly.
That arm ball you spoke about, Mazid Khan. Also has that ability to turn the ball away from right-handers, so some guesswork when you're facing Akeal Hussain. Very immaculate with his lengths too, so credit to him. He's developed that control that has taken him into the top ranked T20 bowlers of the world. Off and away, Pakistan, first run. That's Arifa, one of the two presiding umpires. Zahid Basrat, the other. Gregory Brathwaite, the TV umpire for tonight's game. Still natural light here in Lauderhill. Artificial light's not taking full effect just yet. Evidence of that drift, so a quite watchful start from the two Pakistan openers.
The power play hasn't really gone Pakistan's way, so maybe just slightly getting their eye in. And Aaron, you mentioned 24 for 3 previous games, so maybe just wary about that. Maybe just giving themselves time. It is a slow pitch. They've played on it a couple of times now. They'll have an idea. They talk about getting 20 over power, but how to go about that is the key on a slowish surface where the ball does grip and turn.
Spins away from the right-hander. Another dot delivery. Very good over from Hussain. First up, 2 without loss. Bakr Zaman with a left hamstring strain. He's out of the team, I think out of the tour as well. So 2 changes to Pakistan. Kushal Shah, the all-rounder, comes in. He'll bring a left-arm spin option. There's Rauf. Replaces Shaheen Shah Afridi. The West Indies with the very same team that won last night. Again, a reminder that Pakistan won the toss, elected to bat first. Shaheen did admit that there is an advantage with batting first at this venue. I think partly because of what you mentioned, Bazid Khan. Third match being played on the same surface. Jason Holder with the ball.
Yeah, one.
Almost afford to give yourself a little bit of time. Even it is T20, modern day player doesn't want to give himself too much time, but a couple of games that we've had, it's not a surface where you can come in and strike the ball and get your innings flowing straight away. You just need to get to be in sync with the pace of the pitch especially. And that maybe is the case right now with Farhan and Saim Ayub.
It's a surface that offers a little bit of turn as well for the spinners. Big single. Little fumble allows that single to be completed safely. One of the things that stood out with Jason Holder in the last game was his sequencing of deliveries in his over. Gears his length up, gears it down, takes it a little bit wider at times to the left-handers. He's done very, very well in T20 internationals in 2025. 15 wickets so far. 9 of the 15 in the power play. So watch out if you're a batter in this phase.
Exactly what you're talking about. A wide delivery. He built that through consecutive deliveries, troubling Saim Ayub. Then just around that off stump. Very good length. Not full enough. And then defensive bowling skills, which Jason Holder just goes round the wicket, attacks almost base of leg stump for the right-hander, and then the change up into the pitch. Nicely timed, but straight to the man. But just the way that he constructs an over, as you mentioned, and also the fact that at the back end he's so good with that angle round the wicket, which very few bowlers tend to use. Into the pitch, the length's good, and also the variation with the Yorker.
Enjoyment of his cricket as well was evident yesterday. Punched away, there is protection. One of the things you don't often highlight is his height as well as a bowler. 6'7". He's a tall man, so that release point is very high. Had the chance to bat against him, so oftentimes when you're in your stance, you have to look up and then look down. So that is something that is a little bit unique when facing such a tall bowler. You will get to is a little extra bounce. A regular bowler with a standard height. 5 overs in that, 5 runs in that first over, correction, 7 without. Was the last game. The West Indies won by 2 wickets. They had to score 8 in that final over. Jason Holder was on strike, had to complete 3 off the last ball, and he struck a boundary. So West Indies securing its first win, 70-20 internationals.
Fabulous game, went down to the 20th over, last delivery. And I don't know what we'll have to watch out for. It's an emotional game, huge game, and back-to-back games now. The intensity in the field. How will West Indies now lift themselves up again? It's emotionally very draining when you have such a game, when you have such drama, and you come onto the field again, almost the same day. So you'll have to watch out how well West Indies do in the field. They were exceptional last night.
Slug swept, and it goes for 6. So the first real evidence of power.
I guess the spinners, that is his area, mid-wicket and long on. Gives himself room, but it is the arm ball. It's sort of skidded on rather than holding in the surface. So the shot to leg worked. A release of pressure. Sahibzada Farhan with his first 6.
Room leg side, that's the bottom edge. Get a sense that this sort of approach by Farhan is quite calculated, quite measured. He's had the chance to face the first over from Hussain. He knows the ball is angling in, primarily, so he went with the leg side option, now trying to give himself room to hit offside, expecting that inward movement.
Stacey did a wonderful pitch report mentioning the fact that even with the spinners, you can't bowl full on this surface. You need to be back of a length. That previous delivery is just bowl into the surface.
Yeah.
And again. Ball for 2. They're hustling, but no. Good fielding, just a single. So the spinners also, they can't afford to pitch the ball up. It's much better just to be slightly on the shorter side. This is what West Indies want. Intense fielding.
Saying once more. Before the game, you were talking about the approaches required to counter spin, and you spoke about low center of gravity, that judgment of length, which I think is absolutely crucial to be effective as a batter against good spinners. So you can use the depth of the crease, you can get forward, be precise with your footwork. So far they're trusting the bounce, so another very good over. End of the third, 16 without loss. So Akil Hussain bowled 3 overs in the power play. Second T20 international that the West Indies won. Will Shayhope copy-paste such an approach again? No Fakhar Zaman in this batting lineup tonight. And no look batting lineup. Last ball, last over. So frustration from Farhan. He's not getting it off the middle of the bat, not finding the gap too. Energy in the stands, spectators out in their numbers. Quite expectant.
3 overs, 16 without loss. Russian chase into the attack, more spin. The off spinner to the left-hander. Previous game, as you mentioned, Akil Hussain bowled 3, but taking wickets in that. It'll be interesting if he does bowl 3 again in the power play. Right now it's the off spinner.
Sweep shot comes out. So a proactive move, you can say, from Shayhope to get Roston Chase bowling to the left-hander, trying to extract some turn, go round the wicket with the angle, maybe threaten that LBW decision. The other counter to that, Basit, is Salman Aga spoke about the ball getting a little bit older as the innings progress, and it assisting spinners a little bit more later on in the innings. So will it be green? Will it be maroon tonight?
Just sense that a little bit of frustration now creeping in. Maybe the big shot is round the corner. This decent sort of start. The way the modern player is structured, he doesn't like just knocking it back for a single. With just that 1-6 so far. Now it's the off spinner to Farhan. Farhan will be looking leg side. He's looking for that slog sweep. Roston Chase should be wary. Protection on the leg side, but that won't hamper Farhan. Farhan will try and hit him out of the ground.
wasn't on that occasion. So just measuring Roston Chase. As you often find with batters facing a new bowler, Chase has done very, very well so far. Only 3 from the over. Can he close it out? Use of the feet. And there comes the big stroke. Nails it. Farhan, and gets the right result for Pakistan. After 425 without loss.
Yeah, lovely use of the feet. He's always going to target that long on mid-wicket region, but made sure that he got close enough and hit it all the way. He is the powerful striker.
Stages of the evening as well as the series. Both teams coming out of a series loss. Pakistan going down against Bangladesh, West Indies against Australia. So this will mean a lot. It is Akil Hossain for a 3rd in the power play, 2nd game in a row. And this has been a clear plan now from Pakistan to push the West Indian spinners off of that length.
Good use of the feet and a smart shot to get it over mid-on. It's not long on, it's mid-on. So once he gets close enough to it, at this stage they have to try, as Farhan is doing, trying to get those boundaries. They've been in there now 4.1 overs.
On in, which sometimes you see back for a left-arm spinner, spinning the ball into a left-hander. 2 guys are square leg side. And we spoke a lot, Bish, you have, Stacey and King in the pitch report, a lot about the ideal length. West Indian spinners have used the pitch a bit more today, and hence the use of the feet by the 2 Pakistani batters. To the right-handed Farhan. Again, Hossain having both his deep feeders on the leg side. There's a long on and there's a mid-wicket. Maybe for the arm ball. The wind is coming from the southeastern side of the ground, which will help Hossain with his shape in.
He's been trying it a couple of times to hit the ball through the offside with those deep fielders, as Nikhil mentioned, on the leg side. Another option. Sometimes batters will take the chance to sweep behind square, but that's a risk trying to take the ball off the stumps.
This has been excellent options and adaptation by these 2 Pakistani batters in the last few deliveries.
That's one of the options. I was thinking the orthodox sweep going to backward square leg. Instead he goes reverse sweep, which has become part and parcel of upsetting the spinner within the power play. They can't guard everywhere, much to the delight of these fans.
Was touch fuller. 10 from the over, 35 for them.
disappointment of the power play 24 hours ago with 3 wickets going down. Just a bit above 20. Much better start compared to that tonight. Still not a flying start, but better.
Harris likely will bat at 3 without Fakhar Zaman, his usual position. He's open at times as well. Look out for the Aga and Hassan Nawaz in the middle. And Shamar Joseph bowled the 6th over yesterday as well, went for just 1 run. He's having a good series across the phases, changing his length and just back edge of a good length. 2 fielders allowed outside the circle. There's a deep point and deep square. Hasn't timed it as well as he would have liked, Farhan. It just plugs. There's been a lot of rain earlier today the ground staff had to deal with. A lot of rain.
He kept the bat face presented though in the direction of the shot. So with mid-off and mid-on in position, he really just needed to get it beyond them. He was hoping for more. So how does that impact the length? That wasn't a bad delivery. How does it impact the length of Shamar Joseph? He might pull his length back slightly.
Front of square, and Farhan knows he's got a license to hit there, with Joseph's protection being behind square on both sides.
Change in the field based on the intent of Sahibzada Farhan. With those 2 shots, they've brought the deep point up and pushed out that deep square and deep mid-wicket. So the line of Shamar Joseph has to be as tight into the off stump as he can, or even inside of that without being too straight. Maybe still hold his length. I don't know if he's brave enough right now to be pace off.
Rutherford came in at point, Bish, and remember that's where he was taken yesterday when Jason Holder was bowling, though, so taller bowler. But they had the deep point out for Holder where he was caught. Joseph got him in the first game.
Each bowler has his plan. Jason Holder, an outswing bowler, a guy who's tall, as you said, who can get the ball to shape out, and he would have his own plans, because you look at the length that Jason Holder's bowled in the series, most of it has been full for his success, most of it. Shamar Joseph, on the other hand, has been more back of a length for the most part, apart from an over and a half yesterday.
Excellent crowd in, 6,000 plus. Still the deep point in for Farhan. Deep square and deep mid. But he has nailed that, even with the field spread deep leg side. Backing himself, Farhan, this evening.
And Joseph saw him tailing out towards the leg side and tried to follow him. Sometimes you just have to say, well done. You could see him try to follow the batter. But he invited him into that line and kept his option open. And even if there's a slight wind, that has cut through it like a sail. So this is Pakistan's best power play this series. Far cry from what, 23 for 3 yesterday, 24 for 3.
Lead stays the same. $47 for none.
Pakistan hoping to dance to the rhythm of their own tune. In Florida.
Strong opening partnership, and this is ideally the way that Mike Heston wants his team to go about things. Be aggressive in the middle, in the power play rather, carry into the middle, and you've got depth with your all-rounders. You've gotten an electric start thanks to this opening partnership.
Farhan has been the one doing most of the heavy lifting. Played nice and aggressive, struck the ball crisply. And I wonder if they've made an assessment already as to how their surface is playing, what is a good score, what can they target based on the resources, all of them remaining, and what the West Indies will throw at them. So the power play scores, this is the best of the 3 they've had so far.
Moti 2 for 39 yesterday, even with Ayub on strike, left-hander. Shehok backing his bowler. Didn't see this in the first game when it was Ayub and Fakhar Zaman. Never bowled an over.
That is something Shehok will have learned, I'm sure. And I'm a big fan when you have newish captains in a format that after each game, they come back inside after the game, whether they succeed or fail, and they sit down with a member or 2 of the coaching staff, either on the night or maybe the next day or a couple of days, and say, this is what you got right, Shay. Maybe we can think about doing this a little bit differently next time. Nikhil, because I feel those things are important. That is how captains grow. They don't grow by doing the same thing over and over or not having anyone to advise them. So my coach, my senior player will act as advisors. My analyst will act as an advisor. He's not telling me what to do, but he's making suggestions as to how things can be better next time. And it's up to Shea or Roston, if it's a red ball team, to say, yes, I like that or I don't like that.
50 comes up. So ideally, Bish, would you like your final decision then to come down to Shea and Roston for them to have the autonomy?
Well, they're not 22-year-olds. They're already 30 and beyond. So they're not kids. If you have a very young captain, you might be able to dictate a little bit more to him. But for guys who have been in the game for a while, no. Similarly for Ravi Rampal, for example, the bowling coach. He has to be mindful of who are the young ones in the bowling attack that he can lead and who he can go up to as a senior. Like Ford is young, so he sit next to Ravi and learn. If it's older, suggestions.
Enjoy that, you know, Bish, seeing the relationship Matthew Ford and Rampal are developing, watching them before games. Ford hasn't been playing much, but there's been a lot of communication there. Rampal is challenging him to get more out of his ability with his wide Yorker, as we talked about during the Australia series. We know his in-swing is there. They're working on an outswinger, so upskilling. Almost impossible for Shehok to catch. Correction, Joel Andrew to catch that. 51 for none. Themselves a night 24 hours ago, or less than 24 hours ago. West Indian fans, sport cricket that connects so many people. Imagine some of these people have moved away from the Caribbean and are back enjoying and seeing the team that they truly love. 1 for none after 7. It has been a truly enjoyable and relaxing trip to Fort Lauderdale. I'm sure Bishop has relaxed just as much as I have on the lovely beaches. Of course, after the research and cricket thinking is over, head over to the Everglades. Just a lot to see and a lot to do in a diverse nation. Jason Holder only bowled 1 over in the power play today, so Hope has got an option for having his most experienced and often his go-to wicket-taking option in the middle when a partnership is forming like this one, and potentially at the back end later on. He's dismissed Saim Ayub twice in this series in 2 games. Once in the first T20I with a straight Yorker after setting him up with a wide one, and also in the power play yesterday going wide of off stump. He's got his deep point in place. He's got deep cover. Mid-off is in. And because that mid-off is up, Saim Ayub says thank you. Some player.
That's a top shot, because he too has to understand what the plan of Jason Holder would be to him. And the length gave him enough of a chance to free the arms. It's still not an easy shot. But instead of hitting it square where the sweepers are, he says, nah, I'm going straighter. That is applying some pressure to Jason Holder, who's been terrific. Now, how does he adapt and adjust?
Shamar Joseph for 6 down the ground, similar length. Let's place that in the gap as well, so he wants 2, they'll just stay for 1.
We were talking about senior players and coaches educating other members of the team, and this was Jason Holder before play, and I loved this when I saw it. Pulling Alec Athanaze and Joel Andrew aside and passing on some of his hard-earned advice to these 2 youngsters, and that is the dynamic of what should be a good team or become a good team. That's what you want from your seniors.
Yesterday when he won Player of the Match, he said his main motivational factor is to leave West Indies cricket in a better place than it was when he started. And he's made it very clear he still wants to play Test cricket, even though he has commitments and franchise opportunities around the world. And he spent 9 months out of the international game, and he said it burned a fire in him. It blazed the fire. We're seeing rewards and results of that.
We hope once results and rewards for a wicket. He's asking now because Saim Ayub has to move things along once he's assessed the pitch with Farhan doing the heavy lifting so far. How can Shea Hope prize out 1 and break this partnership? Akil Hussain has bowled 3, Holder is in his 2nd. Shamar Joseph has bowled 1. Gudakesh Moti 1 and been very economical. So big decision here coming up in the next, I think, 2 or 3 overs to prize 1 out.
Not seen Shepherd as yet either. 59 for now.
Over the infield, will get at least a couple, 80 and 86. That's what they've done in the middle phase in both games thus far. They're looking to replicate that once again, this time with a much better platform. A heavy emphasis under this new dispensation has been the way they attack the middle overs 7 to 15. And in both games to date, they've done incrementally better. Can they get somewhere around that vicinity? And that would take them to a very, very competitive total. Yeah, we see the love from the many of you who have come here at the stadium to support the team in green. There is support for the team in maroon as well. There you go. Asian King alongside me. What can the West Indies do here at this stage as they search for their first wicket?
Yeah, they've been patient, the West Indies bowlers. They've tried every possible thing in terms of the lengths in which they've bowled. But this is just an excellent start from Pakistan. Farhan whipping this one into the leg side. Ayub, I beg your pardon, and picks up another boundary for Pakistan.
Yeah, errant from Gudakesh Moti. A lot of pace on, but angling down the leg side, so he just helped it. He's such an intelligent cricketer, Saim Ayub. Knows exactly where the fielders are and uses the pace of the bowler. Very familiar, those two, having played together in the CPL. And then he just nudges it quite easily for another single. Another humid night here in Fort Lauderdale. Lots of rainfall earlier today. Ten runs from that Moti over, 9 gone, 6-9 without loss.
Now the best start for Pakistan in this T20 series, 69 without loss. The openers are setting the tone.
Projected scores 10 wickets in hand. That's the important thing. A couple overs ago, the second ball of that Jason Holder over was smashed, one bounce for 4, and it went directly onto the covers. The ball got significantly wet. Straight away, Shehoop went to the umpire in an attempt to get it changed. The umpire didn't have any of it, so I just wonder what sort of impact that would have on the spinners. Gudakesh Moti in that previous over was looking to bowl quite quickly, and that anti-stick sort of substance that they use directly on their hands to get a better grip on the bat handle. Right, change in bowling. Shamar Joseph returns. An expensive start for him.
And that might just be the length for him to bowl that Yorker length delivery. It's something that worked in the first T20. We're just guilty of being a bit too wide at times. Yeah, discussions. 140 clicks, that delivery from Shamar Joseph, but again, it's a Yorker length. Nothing for Farhan to get under.
This now is the longest opening partnership for Pakistan in T20 eyes for some time. Crunched away, good bit of timing straight to the field. In the last 2 years, They haven't had an opening pair go into the 10th over. And so it's a wonderful little start in this match for them. No doubt they'll be looking to forge something wonderful as they go deeper into their careers. Now though, how do they bat these next couple overs or so, knowing what they have in the sheds? We heard of the philosophy of the Australian Stacey in that 5-match series. It was sort of the top batters not trying to get in the way of the power that's behind them. A good change up there from Shamar Joseph. So those batters in the top 4 were sort of batting as though they don't want to use up too many deliveries, too many overs, and not have enough for the power that they had at the back end of the innings. You just wonder what these guys are thinking now that they've been so good and they're entering into the second half of the innings after this one.
Yeah, you'd almost think it's a similar testament because there's only been 18 dot balls in this innings so far from Pakistan. So they've tried to score off every possible delivery. If it's not a boundary, it's a single.
Yeah, away from the fielder should be a boundary. Wonderful ball striking, placement and timing. A wonderful fusion from Farhan.
Searching for that Yorker length delivery again, Shamar Joseph. Yeah, but quick hands from Farhan. The ball just races across the ground. Rutherford had no chance of stopping it. Actually, he gave up.
Yeah, 177. Is that above par? Something Mike Hesson has spoken about. That's crunched. That's mammoth. That's disappeared. Wonderful, wonderful again from Farhan. He likes it. They like it.
Farhan is in a whole mood tonight. A strike rate of 150, courtesy shots like this. Stand and deliver. Dismissed. 3 sixes off his bat. He moves on to 48.
Strike rate of 150 on the cusp of a half century. Moves on to 49, another expensive over from Shamar Joseph. 13 coming from that one. At the halfway stage, it's 82 without loss. Pakistan winning the toss yet again, deciding to bat first. The Sani water break. Let's have a bit of hydration. That 82 represents the best, the joint best opening partnership for these two, for Pakistan in the last 2 years. Wonderful combination, right, left, taking on everything that has come their way, showing that intent, that positivity, and great skill as well. And Farhan has been quite aggressive and belligerent in his approach. Yeah, no wickets for any of the West Indians yet, 5 of them used. Yeah, we're in beautiful Fort Lauderdale. So many diverse cuisine to experience. I think that's the standout thing, the variety that's on offer. Anything that you can think about, you can find somewhere or the other. And if you want to whet your palate and to satiate your appetite, this is the place to come. Yeah, August 1st to September, special month. Dine out Lauderhill. Mario Shepherd, is he going to feast tonight with the ball firstly and then perhaps a little bit later on with the bat? This is Gudakesh Moti, so for the first time tonight we're seeing the burly all-rounder in operation. They're desperate for a wicket, desperate for a win, a series win. The West Indians, it's been a long time. Wants two, just a single. Half century for Farhan, his third T20I half century, his first against the West Indies. And he'll know that he has a long way to go still in this contest and not just be content with this. Also has 6 T20 hundreds to his name. Only Babar Azam has more in T20s for Pakistan. Just couple bounces actually.
And the 2 previous matches just got a few starts, 3 and 14, Farhan. So the clarity of where he wants to score, his shot selections, taking on the West Indian bowlers. Backing himself as well. From 34 tonight.
Lots of discussions for both the teams during that hydration break, quite animated. And usually you get a clear indication of what those messages were the first over after the break. And Mike Hesson and his senior group having that discussion. Batters out in the middle. They're also feeding information one to the other as to what they think is par and over par. And on the other side of the equation, Darren Sammy to Shea Hope. What can they do? What strategy can they come up with as they strive for their first wicket? So many things change during the course of the match. The subtleties, the nuances of the T20 cricket match.
And for them, the conversation should be around, or would be around, if we're not getting wickets, how do we restrict the scoring? 5 4s and 4 6s hit in the innings, 20 dot balls. So if you can't restrict the boundary scoring, then you need to at least restrict the singles.
Just his third T20I half century in Farhan, and his first against this opposition. 4 6s so far, looking to add to that tally. Wonderful ball striking and good timing. He enjoyed that one. Hold the pose. And he'll know that he wants to get a big half century, not just a 50-odd. Is that wide again? Yes, it is. Yeah, Romario Shepherd isn't in agreement with it. It's just a guide, that wide line, that blue line rather. I think I'm in agreement with the umpire Romario on that one. Oftentimes, Stacey, we talk about someone in the top three getting a score, a big half century, 80, 85, beyond, to set up the game and to bat the opposition out of it. Now that he's gotten there, he wants to make sure that he cashes in. It's not a surface where you can come in and get going immediately. So those who are set needs to make sure that they get the most out of it.
Yeah, correct, and that's something we saw across this series, this T20 series. Once a batter gets in, it's difficult to hit boundaries right away. So once you're in, you want to bat as deep as possible. Yeah, send those messages out.
Idiot without loss.
And not a bad over from Romario Shepherd, based on how scoring has gone so far, just 6 runs from that over. Dr. Kishore Shallow, president of Cricket West Indies. Attendance.
A couple towers there. They'll want a few more. Pakistan haven't gotten anything over 16 or close to 20 just yet. I think we're getting to a stage in the game, Stacey, where everything has to go with these two. So it'll be pressure on Ruston Chase in this over. He starts the over against the left-handed Ayub.
Yeah, and their running has been excellent. Hope he hasn't hurt himself, Rutherford.
They seem to be in some agony there. Surfing Rutherford remains on the field though. Dot delivery so important. Every dot delivery will put a little bit more pressure on these two, knowing that they have those 10 wickets intact. And they want to get going. They want to show that real acceleration. Not that they've done bad as yet. Is it well weighted for a couple? No, it's not. Doesn't show too much discomfort there that time, Rutherford.
But it's also good on the two runners to not try and take on his arm. I saw the grimace a few deliveries ago. Picking up and throwing in one action.
Right, positive matchup for Sahibzada Farhan against Chase. He's round the wicket, might be looking to fire it in. Yorker length. And that's wide, very wide. Trying to stay away from that hitting arc, Ruston Chase. Drill down the ground for a single. Good result for Chase. who I suspect prefers bowling to the left-hander.
Yeah, just force him to play into that leg side area. He does have a number of shots, those sweeps, those pulls, those paddles. Current run rate 7.97, so healthy.
How's that?
Here's an appeal, no interest from umpire Basaratha. He is just signaling that it's pad or pants or something of the sort. Tidy over so far, just 5. Can he close it off? He can, just a single. 12 overs gone, 94, 10 wickets in hand.
And the West Indies will be continuing to try to hit that length. 5 and 6.5 meters. It's worked for spinners on this pitch. What is a good score if you're Pakistan with 10 wickets in hand? Power. Searching definitely for 80 plus. Built in nicely this evening. And Romario Shepherd yesterday started well. Bowled the 13th over, went for just 4 runs. It was his follow-up over that Hassan Nawaz took down. So that will be the back of his mind. And do we see a change in intent for Saim Ayub? Good evening, Bazid. How are you?
Oh, very well, thank you. And just seems as if Pakistan now will think, yes, just under 8 overs remaining, 10 wickets in hand, it's time to pull the trigger. Saim Ayub 40 of 35. It was Sahibzada Farhan who's really up the ante, but the way that Pakistan are set up with the all-rounders, chance, difficult one.
Putting that down as a drop, Bazid. I know you're a harsh taskmaster.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got a hand to it. Technically a drop. But, you know, for follow-through, it's just pot luck if you're going to grab that because it's been hit so hard. But technically...
I hear you. And technically, does Shepherd continue to go wide as the West Indies have done to Ayub with deep point, deep cover and long off? They do. So Ayub makes a superb adjustment. Hitting through the leg side. 100 comes up.
Yeah, fabulous shot. He's waltzed away to the offside and dragged it leg side. Come over. And it's gone all the way. Pakistan 102 without loss. This looks ominous for the West Indies.
Exciting talent. The way he's adjusted to the West Indian planning. Goes again. Boundary panache to bring up a second 50. In this series against the West Indies and 3rd in T20 international cricket. It's taken him a while to find his identity. He's getting closer.
And now he's in his element. Saim Ayub took his time up the order. It's a good partnership now. Everything, the toys coming out. The low look shot swept away to the fence. 50 of 37 deliveries for Saim. Partnership growing. These two batters have taken the game to West Indies. Goes again, over extra. Just a single.
It's a good lesson, you know, Basil, because West Indian fans and the West Indies themselves have got young players. And Saim Ayub had one T20 I50 in 33 innings, folks. And they continued to play him. Mike Hesson, even when he came into the job, backed him, changed the partners at the other end. This is why.
Fabulous player. He's already stamped his authority in ODI cricket. Now he's turning to T20 cricket too.
Good execution to end the over from Shepherd. He'll want to do that more. 108 for none. So long Pakistan had Babar Azam and Rizwan at the top of the order. They had 800 plus partnerships between them. This is the first for Pakistan that is not Babar and Rizwan since 2016. It's a new era. It's the Ayub and Farhan era. Will they back these two going into that T20 World Cup and Asia Cup? We've seen Harris, we've seen Fakhar Zaman, of course. Now these two. It is Jason Holder back, as Shea Hope often does when he needs a wicket. He goes back to his senior bowler.
And again, Farhan, whenever he's played recently for Pakistan, he's delivered. Third T20I, he's 50, really set the tone. Walks across, smashes it leg side. Just a single. Saim was allowed to take his time because of his partner, but once he's in full flow, a very elegant player to watch. Very good over extra cover, very good through the offside, but his trademarks are those leg side pickup shots. The no-look shot and the sweep shot. It seems as if he's very comfortable now. He could be in for a lot of entertainment because now he's going to flick the switch.
Bowler's got the option to go straight and wide from around the wicket in both innings, Basil, both 50s. He started slowly around the runner ball in the power play, which is a risky way to play if you get out, because you always hear maximize the fielding restrictions. But when he's given himself a chance, he has accelerated in the middle overs.
Yeah, that's how he's played so well in one-day cricket too. The little pocket leg side come back for two. But his success in one-day cricket has revolved around that, giving himself a little bit of time when he first starts and then get into rhythm. Now, this surface actually allowed him to play that way too. It demanded that you give yourself a little bit of time. We've seen the two games that have been played here. It's very difficult to come in and strike the ball from ball one. So you give himself a little time, and that's when he does bat well, his best. Sometimes you're rushed in T20 cricket. You think every ball has to go and you just don't get into that rhythm. You actually have a little more time than what your mind suggests. Look at the first 10 deliveries. He's given himself time. Even those 20 deliveries, just building it up. And then he started to accelerate.
Right-handed Farhan. Holder wants his leg side field to come a bit squarer, so his deep square as well as fine leg. Maybe for the short ball, which has been used against Farhan, because he's a puller of the ball. And there's only one fielder deep on the offside, it's deep cover. Bluffs him. May have been thinking straight, and just goes wide.
These two have batted so well that it seems as if it's a better pitch than we've seen in the first two T20Is. Maybe the little rain that you talked about today has helped in the preparation of the pitch, but chance is there, long on, no. Couple of runs. But we will see when the Pakistani spinners operate how good this pitch is. So far these two have made it look pretty simple. And there's no such demons of turn and the ball stopping in the pitch.
Hope's first option and Holder, wicket taking option, hasn't produced it. Does he go to Hossain from the other end, who's still got one over remaining? Or does he maybe think about a Roston Chase or a Moti? Field is changing. There's a secondary fielder offside. Deep point, fine leg is in. Whippage. Race to the boundary. 119 for none.
The full toss is very strong through square leg mid wicket on one knee. Smashes it away. 19, 6 overs remain.
Off the last 5 for this opening partnership that continues to flourish. Adjusted well against spin in the power play. I've just gone through the gears nicely. So Jason Holder was Shai Hope's first option. Here is his second. Akil Hossain for his final over. Hope will be desperate for a wicket. It is to the left-handed Ayub. Starting wide outside of the hitting arc.
A full toss picked away leg side. With the fast bowler or the spinner, his slog sweep works really well. Disappointed because he just missed his length with Holder. Akil Hossain, normally when the batter is going, especially right-handed, tries to bowl it slightly wide. They do the same to Farhan. Hiding it outside off stump. Making the batter hit offside, off the back foot with the spinner. It's quite a lot of strength. With Pakistan happy. Absolutely, why not? 121 scored already.
Seeing those young fans there, Bazir, for so long it's been, I want to be the next Shahid Afridi, I want to be the next Shoaib Akhtar. Now it could be, I want to be the next Saim Ayub, 23 years old, Karachi. Hassan Nawaz, he could be the next star.
You already have a poster there. I want to be Babar Azam, King Babar.
Next generation is coming, Bazir. Watch out. We've seen it before from Farhan. That one too wide.
Pitched over. Akil Hossain has gone even wider outside off. Assisting with just hiding the ball outside off stump. Not a bad tactic though.
Changes angle. Coming now around the wicket. Akil Hossain with 3 fielders deep leg side. push the ball across. Direction over the wicket now. He started around.
Little change in the field now. That point fielder drops back, square leg in the circle. So try and just angle it away. Try and bowl outside off yet again. Can Farhan produce a sweep shot from that angle?
There's the sweep. And Bazit, we talked so much about that 5 to 6.5 meter length for the spinners to hit. Pakistan today, these two have made an adjustment in pushing the West Indies off of that length. Even that last shot, options against the spin. Can the West Indies take a page out of that book? Stopping in his action there, Hossain. This was early on, so Akil Hossain hitting that length consistently, Baz. They took a while to adjust, and then there was almost a conversation, and very quickly you could see a lot of movement, both laterally coming down the pitch as well. I wonder if Floyd Reefer is assessing that as an option for his batters of intent when Mohammad Nawaz and the Pakistani spinners come at the West Indies later on. They continue to show that intent against the spin. The slog sweep from Farhan has produced serious results, 130 for none.
Just going full, just too full. And once he's seen that, he's gone. Smashes it away. Searching for the ball pitched up. Do exactly that. It was decent over before that. The ending goes Pakistan's way.
So much power to come from this Pakistan side, and Hassan asking his team to upskill themselves with bat in hand. We've seen a new blueprint. Aggression, they've got to maximize those 10 wickets in hand. Platform is set. These next 5 overs, Roston Chase.
I think Pakistan will be aiming 180 minimum, but 190 at least from this position going ahead. It's the ball that is slightly pushed up to the bat. Wrong length, and paid the price. But yeah, without having lost a wicket, Pakistan will be looking at 12, maybe 13 and over from here on in. Try and maximize final few overs.
50 is the minimum. If you get below 180, I think if you're the West Indies and you keep them to under 180, you think you've done a good job given the platform. But this middle overs batting, Baz, some of you spoken at length about, they continue to get progressive batting in the middle.
That's the change that Pakistan have had with Mike Hesson. Back deep, they want to take maximum risk. Once the openers bat 16 overs, such a valuable asset to have. Players at the top of the order who can bat against spin equally well. Makes it a tad easier, but Mike Hesson will be thinking, yes, 134, but can we get to 190? Can we get even further? He's always looking for that 20, 30, something extra with the bat. He's talked a lot about the batters actually getting you above par, and the batters not leaving any sort of run on the field when they come out after 20 overs.
Good over from Chase thus far. He varied his pace well. He's gone up to 112. That one last one, 88. And we've seen him at times when he's given the back end to bowl, He's got the option of firing in a few deliveries under the bat as well.
It's been very decent from Roston Chase. He wants to get out of this over without conceding a boundary. Take 7, take 8 at this stage. Just wants to get out of this over. Be able to restrict Saim Ayub. Over the wicket to Saim Ayub.
They've experimented today against a spin. 136 for them.
One more over for Jason Holder. A couple available from Shamar Joseph and Romario Shepherd, as well as the left-arm spin of Moti, with Chase having one more. So it will be Shamar Joseph bowling round the wicket, and I would assume with the deep offset field will go wide of off stump. He does go wide of off stump, tracking it, and it lands safely. Unbelievably hit with miss-hit with precision. Hello, Darren Ganga.
Hi, Ian Bishop. Greetings all. Fireworks time, as they say in T20 cricket. The last 5 overs will impress on batters to get as many boundaries as possible. So West Indian bowlers will be under the pump. Did mention that Jason Holder has 1 over remaining. Usually you see him with 2 at the back end.
That's high. It's another chance. Well, that's what they wanted. It wasn't easy for Shea Hope, but it ends a very good innings from Farhan.
And a very good partnership too at the top for Pakistan. He was looking to slice the ball, use the pace, find the boundary, but Shamar Joseph comes up trumps. Might be a little bit delayed, but this is a positive thing for the West Indies. Good half century from Farhan. It's 138 for 1.